Every day that I'm able to go out and to perform for people and to affect.
Jonathan Antoine's journey is the kind that stays with you. In 2012, a shy 17-year-old boy stepped onto the Britain's Got Talent stage and stunned the world. His voice, deep, pure, and hauntingly beautiful, felt like it came from another era. But behind that breathtaking performance was a lifetime of pain, confusion, and silence. Jonathan wasn't just a prodigy. He was a young man fighting invisible battles that few understood. Years later, he revealed a secret that made sense of everything, a diagnosis that explained his struggles, his emotions, and even his genius. This is the untold story of Jonathan Antoine, a story of music, pain, redemption, and a truth that set him free. A childhood of pain and unseen struggles. Jonathan Antoine was born on January 13, 1995, in Chigwell, Essex. From the outside, it seemed like a peaceful place to grow up, but inside his world was full of pain. From the age of 4, he faced relentless bullying. Kids mocked his weight, threw food at him, and left him crying in corners. Food became his only comfort, and by 6, he weighed almost twice the average for his age. His mother, Julie, tried everything: therapy, doctors, even mortgaging their home. But nothing seemed to help. Jonathan suffered from depression and what doctors later called trauma-induced hyperphagia, a rare condition triggered by emotional abuse. Yet, even in the darkest moments, music became his escape. When he was sad, he hummed melodies to calm himself. Unbeknownst to anyone, his brain was doing something extraordinary, composing full operas in his head. His suffering became the soil from which his extraordinary voice would bloom, the gift that couldn't be ignored. Jonathan's life changed one ordinary afternoon when a substitute teacher named Mrs. Williams asked students to audition for the choir. He was 10 years old and terrified to sing in public. But when he opened his mouth, the room froze. His voice carried the power and depth of a trained adult tenor. Mrs. Williams later said it was like Pavarotti trapped in a child's body. His tone, vibrato, and emotional control were unheard of for a boy his age. That moment changed everything. Within weeks, he was singing solos designed for professionals. Experts said his natural vibrato usually took decades to master. By 11, his voice could fill an entire hall without a microphone. For the first time, Jonathan felt seen, not for his weight or appearance, but for his gift. What had once been his coping mechanism became his identity, a light guiding him through years of darkness and loneliness. A rising star in the making. By 15, Jonathan was performing at music festivals and competitions, astonishing audiences and judges alike. At the Stratford and East London Music Festival, he sang Nessun Dorma and earned the highest score in the event's history. That performance didn't just bring applause, it brought tears. Even seasoned judges couldn't believe what they were hearing. His talent earned him a scholarship to the Royal Academy of Music's junior program, one of the most selective in the country. Out of thousands of applicants, only a few dozen were chosen, and Jonathan was among them. He trained for long hours every weekend, voice lessons, theory, and performance coaching. Though some classmates ignored him because of his looks, he soon earned respect by becoming the youngest student ever to play the lead in the Magic Flute. Music was no longer just his refuge, it was his future, the partnership that changed his life. In 2011, Jonathan's high school music teacher, Jenny Ewington, paired him with a confident classmate named Charlotte Giaconelli for a duet. Charlotte was everything Jonathan wasn't: outgoing, fearless, and already experienced on stage. At first, Jonathan resisted, afraid his shyness would hold them back. But when they sang together, something magical happened. Their voices blended like two halves of the same soul. They practiced for months, performing at small events, churches, weddings, local festivals, gradually building confidence and chemistry. Their duet, The Prayer, became their signature song. Charlotte often helped Jonathan through panic attacks before shows, proving their bond went beyond music. When the idea of auditioning for Britain's Got Talent came up, Jonathan resisted again, afraid of public ridicule. But Charlotte refused to go without him. Her persistence set in motion the moment that would change both of their lives forever. The audition that stunned the world. When Jonathan Antoine stepped onto the Britain's Got Talent stage in 2012, he looked nervous and insecure. Simon Cowell even made a dismissive remark before he sang. But everything changed when Jonathan opened his mouth. His voice filled the London Palladium, silencing the audience and moving many to tears. Within seconds, everyone was on their feet. Even Simon Cowell, who had mocked him moments earlier, was speechless. The judges gave them a standing ovation and unanimous approval. The video of their audition went viral, amassing millions of views within weeks. Jonathan's transformation from bullied teen to overnight sensation captured hearts around the world. He became known as the boy with the voice of an angel. For the first time, Jonathan realized that the same voice he once used to hide from pain could also heal others. The split and the search for identity. By early 2014, Jonathan and Charlotte announced they were going their separate ways. Behind the smiles, creative differences had torn them apart. Charlotte wanted to move toward musical theater. Jonathan dreamed of opera. Their split broke fans' hearts, but it was inevitable. Sony offered them both solo contracts, a rare move in the music industry. Charlotte quickly launched her solo career in theater, while Jonathan retreated to rediscover his purpose. He trained harder, took vocal therapy, and began preparing his first solo album. The transition was painful. He missed the partnership that had once given him courage. Yet, through solitude, Jonathan began to heal. In October 2014, he released Tenore, his debut solo album. It hit #1 on the classical charts, making him the youngest tenor in British history to achieve that feat. His talent was undeniable. His confidence, however, was still a work in progress. Resilience, reinvention, and global recognition. Jonathan's voice matured, and so did his artistry. In 2015, he was invited by opera legend Placido Domingo to perform at the iTunes Festival in London, a moment that solidified his place among the greats. Over the years, Jonathan continued to reinvent himself. In 2020, he released Going the Distance, a concept album recorded with the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. It was a deeply personal project, telling his story through 3 acts of triumph and redemption. PBS aired a concert special that showcased his evolution from a nervous teen to a commanding performer. Critics praised his emotional honesty and technical mastery. By 2024, Jonathan surprised fans again with By Request, the Diane Warren songbook, collaborating with one of pop music's most iconic writers. He had finally bridged the gap between classical and contemporary, proving his versatility and emotional depth. Healing, acceptance, and a new beginning. After his autism diagnosis, Jonathan's life took on a new kind of clarity. He started caring for his health, addressing the thyroid issues that had caused years of unexplained weight gain. He joined Weight Watchers, lost over 70 pounds, and finally felt in control of his body and mind. But it wasn't just a physical transformation. It was emotional liberation. He learned to accept himself, to understand that his differences were not weaknesses, but sources of creativity. Jonathan once said, "For so long, I thought I was broken. Now I know I was just different." His words resonated with millions. Through every performance, every note, Jonathan carries the message that pain can give birth to beauty, and that the voice that once came from loneliness can become the sound of hope. A legacy of courage and compassion. Jonathan Antoine's story isn't just about fame or music. It's about survival, identity, and the power of embracing who you are. From the bullied boy who hid in school bathrooms to the global star who commands symphony halls, his journey shows that talent alone doesn't make greatness. Courage does. His voice continues to captivate, but it's his honesty that truly moves people. By sharing his truth about autism, mental health, and perseverance, Jonathan has become more than an artist. He has become a beacon of empathy. In a world that often celebrates perfection, he reminds us that real beauty lies in imperfection, and that even the most fragile voices can echo louder than ever imagined.